we doing, guys? Let's get this all set up and ready to go. What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Brian? Let me get all this moving. Let's see. Team spots. Whoop. Copy. Paste. People in the random. Copy. Paste. Oops. Okay, 25 there. 25 there. What's up, Justin? How you doing, Sam? What's up, Blake? P grab 31. P grab. Oh, okay. I know who it is. Never mind. All right, let me get this. Yeah, whatever this is called, Google Doc set up. Then we'll go. We'll do the random. Everyone will have time to do whatever they're going to do. What am I doing? Oh, list randomizer. Oh, no. Display capture. All right. One step at a time. I'll try to get this right. All right. 25 names. 2, 3, 4, 5. My last case of Bowman retail. It's all very sad. Sam at the bottom. Justin Ryan at the top. Paste this in. Justin at the top. Sam at the bottom. All right, here we go with the teams. 2. Oh, look at that. Sam would have the Yankees. 3, 4, 5, 6. That was a tease. Uh-oh, Sam's going to wind up with the White Sox. 8. Ugh. St. Louis Cardinals. 9. I don't know who's getting the Yankees. Let's see. Oh, so close. Number 24 spot. Who was in the number 24 spot? Blake. Paste values only. Blake winds up with the Yankees. Printy. All right, there you guys go. Take a minute and take a look at it before I print it out. I'm going to grab me some top loaders. All right, now I'm going to print it. Let's see if it works on the first try. Will it work on the first try? Holy cow, what happened? This must be a great case because it worked on the first try. Display capture. No, yeah, display capture. All right, you have until 8:15. 8:15 to figure it all out. I'm going to go grab the case, get it dumped out. If anybody needs to know what team you have, just make one up. Just make one up. Doesn't matter. That pile you can see up there, 108 packs, a full case. Oh, does it? We got to count them all first? Dang it. What's going on, Scott? What's up, Greg? Jonathan said he likes cash. Can we talk about it? Sure we can. What do you want to know? Ask me questions, Blake. I'll answer whatever questions you have. I am happy to help you out. Diamondbacks and $30. Who the hell would want the Giants in this? They don't have anybody in this. They have Connor Cannon. That's it. The Giants have Connor Cannon. I mean, honestly. Well, I hope it's not an RIP party. We'll find out. We'll find out if it's... I hope it's not an RIP party. My kids are ready to jump in, though, if I go down. So... if I slump forward and fall asleep. Well, does this thing spin? I want you guys to see something. I'm going to spin this real quick so you guys can see this big pile that I haven't bothered with yet. You can't see it. Can you see that? Dude. Focus. Usually I have all the boxes and packages taken care of by this time. I do a lot of reading. But I don't. Oh, no, it's going down. It's usually the twins. The twins have to take care of all that. But I've been lazy for a day or two. Does anyone need to know what they have? Anyone? No, if I go down, they're just going to let me go down, Scott. I'm telling you. If I go down, they're just going to let me go down. My wife keeps asking me weird questions. She asked me if I had a DNR. And I'm like, what? What's up, Ben? What is the most rare card in my collection? Boy, oh boy, what is the most rare card in my collection? I have a... Boy, that's a good question. It's been so long since I've gone through everything. But the older stuff, I have a card that is from 1916. And I'll break it out sometime. I'm not sure where all the graded cards are at. We boxed everything up and moved a lot of stuff around. But I have a card, Greg, from Ben, from 1916. That's the year before your dad was born. That is from a guy named Christy Mathewson. Is it 1916? Am I thinking of the Cracker Jack? I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe I'm thinking of Millot. But I do have some one from 1900 something. I don't know. So those are probably my most expensive ones, are the oldest ones that I have. But I do have some newer ones. Rare. It gets me because it's such an, what is rare? So I do have some old Giants cards from 1916. I do have some old Giants cards from that are the T206 that are from the early part, more than 100 years ago, Ben. So I do have some rare old Giants cards. It's a good start, Greg. It's a good start. You got to start somewhere. Low number parallels. I will get out my collection at some point if we ever have any downtime, and I will just go over. I'll just show you guys everything. Ben, it's good to have you hanging out with us. Yes, Blake, it takes a while to get your stuff back from PSA. So are we anybody trading? Does anyone need to know anything? Are we just waiting patiently for 8:15? So what were your, Blake, did you have specific questions about the RIP party? Can you participate? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. The breaks that the listings that we will have, if you take a look at the, if you go to the website, yes, if you go to the website, you will see that we have on there a schedule of where the breaks are going to be. So for our Facebook group, we're going to sell 5 of the breaks will be 2-case breaks. And so before that happens, before we list those cases, I will have pricing for all the teams. We will have, and we'll let you know way ahead of time. So we're gonna list 2 cases on Friday, 2 cases on Saturday. I mean, 2 breaks on Friday, 2 breaks on Saturday. Let me back up a minute because I don't want to mess everybody up. We're gonna have two of the 2-case breaks, what we call super breaks, on Friday. We will sell. 2 we will sell on Saturday, and then 1 super break on Monday that we'll sell, and then 2 randoms, 2 1-case randoms. That will be for eBay. I mean for Facebook. And then for eBay, everything that we have listed for eBay is up and running now. So you can definitely, if you want to look, the first, Scott. No. We don't do player breaks. 2-case breaks will be team breaks with a specific. No. It will be with specific pricing for each team. We do not do player breaks. We do team breaks. So it will be 1 hobby and 1 jumbo. and there will be pricing for all 5 of the breaks. We're going to do 5 2-case breaks and 2 randoms. So they will be set prices. So the difference between, we've been doing a lot of randoms now just because we're going back and clearing out a lot of things. Are we talking about for the RIP party? The RIP party is all 2021 Top Series 1, Blake. All 2021 Top Series 1. One more minute. So once we get that checklist, we will work up our pricing. We will list it so you guys can see the pricing well ahead of time. And then we'll let you know, the breaks I think are at 6 and 8 Central Standard Time. So that's on the website as well, so you guys know exactly when they are. We'll do this normally like we do. I mean, it'll be normal. I will say, going live, whatever, this break, do you want to tag? We'll have the pricing. It'll be our normal way we're doing it. 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on the Friday the 5th, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday the 6th, and then I think it's 6, 7, 8 on Monday. But if you just want to get an idea, like I said, eBay is already all loaded. All this stuff in eBay is running. Nope, there's actually 12 on eBay, but some of them don't start until today. So there are 12 cases listed on eBay. I guess some of them are still in the waiting to start phase, but they'll all be started by the end of the day today. So 24, 12 of them are listed on eBay, 12 of them are listed here, 12 of them we're doing it here. 816, we're going. I didn't see any trades, am I wrong? Me too. I would not want to just do. Yeah, I don't like that either. Are you saying on eBay, Blake, or just in general? Yeah. I mean, it's, again, I will keep my opinion to myself. I think breaking the full case is the better way to go. Is the better way to go. Now, on eBay, for the sake of time, and the fact that we can get more breaks out of it, our next wave of eBay, the first wave is all full case breaks. The next wave of eBay will probably be half case breaks, but we'll see. It might not be. Depends upon how lazy I am. Sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I'm not. Hey, look at that. Right out of the gate. Am I good on the distance? Let's check. I'm just going to wait for a sec. We're not. All right, so let me get this fixed. Bad. So let's get the blur out. There we go. There we go. All right. Better. Ricky Allison, have you done teams yet? Oh, for the random, yes, we did, Ricky. You have... Ricky, you have the Astros Mariners combo. Well, you can't say blurry right away. You got to give me a second to get everything in order. This is my last case of Bowman retail. It's a sad week. It's a sad week. Well, what can you do? Eventually, you sell things out and you move on. So now we're getting ready to start knocking out 2021. All of my 2021 Series 1 retail is paid for. It'll be shipping. Hopefully it'll be here by the 10th. That would be awesome if it was here by the 10th. I'm not holding my breath, but shortly after it should be. Get off me. And that will be nice. Let's see, how far over to one side? Hey, Lubop. Can I put this and it still stays in frame? Can we put it there? Haven't looked at the checklist. For what, Blake? You're going to have to give me context. You haven't looked at what checklist? This checklist? If you're talking about this checklist, you hit the main guy. If anyone has any requests for anybody who they want me to do anything special, please let me know. Lubop. I don't think I'm going to put it. There's, well, that's because the checklist isn't out yet. Liberator. That's what everyone is waiting for on the 1st to see, and that guy will be in there. But with the photos that I posted today for the mock-ups, it looks like another name that no one knew, Pache, is there. So that's interesting. Of the guys that we know are there, Alec Bohm. Who else do we know? Joe Adele. Man, I can't think of these guys' name. Pache. Dylan Carlson, if he's there, yeah. Bryson Stott. So we'll see. Bobby Witt. Do you want me, anyone, whoever has Hunter Bishop? Aaron the Judge. Ronnie Mauricio, Apostle, Wander Franco. I guess I'll sleep him. Kind of shame not to. Schmidt. De Jong. Ramos. Blake Rutherford. The Panini Blot was fun for sure. Blake Rutherford. Joe Adele. Bo Bichette, Kyle Lewis. Volpe. All right. Aquino. Oh, I'm sure there'll be another one at some point in a year or so. You know. Hunter Bishop, Daniel Mata, Bobby Bradley. Maybe. Yesterday's break is a direct byproduct of me saying, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And never getting to it. And then finally deciding to get to it. You know. But way too late. Poussin. So what's everybody have going on this Friday night? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Anything worth sharing? I honestly, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys, I honestly thought we would sell more of the Panini Playbook football stuff in the retail group. I mean, you know, sold about, well, we sold half of it, but I really thought we'd, but again, I had 300 boxes, so thought it would do better. But what are you gonna do? We capped it. What's up, George? Should have got to what a long time ago. So you wouldn't know this, Blake, but I'm just letting you know that that's about as far as we go into anything that doesn't have to do with sports. So it's fine to say that. I think that's great. It's good to know that you get to go outside and breathe a little bit. Actually, to be quite honest with you, you can't. If I block you, it's because you have violated one of our policies one too many times, and I don't go back. I don't go back. So unfortunately, you're blocked. I wish you would not bug me in the middle of my live feed to ask me questions like that. But, you know, it is what it is. So now you know. Poussin. Ruiz. Heliot Ramos. Mitchell Dahlbeck. Sanchez. Mike Yastrzemski. Pereira Shea. Will Wilson. In the wrong uniform. Well, you know, whatever. That's what I say, Scott. Whatever. You do dumb things, you get blocked, and then you don't know why you get blocked. Well, maybe you should try, hey, Joey Bart. We won't sing it, though. Maybe you should try not to do dumb things in the first place and not get yourself blocked. So somewhere in there, some personal reflection that needs to happen that I am not going to take the time to have a discussion with you about. Kyle Lewis. Victor Mesa. What happened to Victor Mesa? He was a big prospect for a while. Cal Mitchell. That was CL trying to sneak in with some other account. I had to ban him. One too many late night drunken tirades, you know. I didn't want to have to ban CL, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Or it was Robbie. I had to ban him for the same reason. Who's Jesse? Oh, a Campo. Yes, I should have thought of that. That would have been better. Yes, it was a Campo. I apologize. I had the wrong guy altogether. Jesse. Reese Hines. I don't know. Don't ask me anything. Nick Madrigal. If you ask me questions, I can't answer them, then it's just awkward. Logan Davidson. Belazovic, Brennan Davis. Owen Miller. Glaber. Marco. Kyle. Marco. We got a lot of people in this group. I can't remember everybody. No, it's not like who's Marie. Marie's been around a lot longer. Marie's been around a lot longer. I've been to Florida to hang out with Mandy Marie, and we went to dinner and stuff, so it's a completely different ball game. Completely different than somebody who sits around eating Dodger dogs and so that's it. Another boring Friday night. Nothing exciting happening. No one has anything except people who get blocked and then try to come back. I don't even have any good stories. Oh, actually, I do have a good story. I do have a very interesting story. Playing Uno. Oh, okay. Well, if you're playing Uno, I get it. So here's my fun story of the day. So my football mega boxes were being delivered by normally they're to UPS, but it was such a big load that it was being delivered by what's up, John? That would be more fun. They are wild cards for sure. But I had my loads, so they were shipping via some transportation company. And so out of the blue, the night before they're going to be delivered, I get a call, and the lady says, "Hey, we got a delivery that's coming. That'll be there tomorrow. Will there be someone to meet it?" I said, "Yeah, there'll be somebody to meet it. Where's it coming from? You know, SP images, okay, and all this other stuff, and I mean city-wise, where's it coming from?" And then, do you want me to have the driver call you? And a half an hour before he's supposed to be there to make sure everything's good at home. And I said, yes, I would like that. That would be helpful to me. Can you please do that? And so then, all right, so we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Next day, I wake up and I realize, well, I have been having my stuff delivered to the local UPS facility, and then we go pick it up there because it's easier to do that. UPS hub. And so I called and I said, hey, you know, I don't think it's coming to my home. I think this is going to the UPS hub. Can we confirm that? And so, yep, let me connect you. Hey, Joey Bart. They connected me through to the St. Louis dispatch guy. And I said, hey, I got a delivery coming today. They called me last night about it. And I need to verify whether or not it's actually coming to my physical home address or if it's going to the UPS hub. What is your name? Give him my name. Can't find it. Where's it coming from? Give him a name where it's coming from. Can't find it. This guy can't find anything. Can't find his butt with both of his hands. Finally, he figured it out. Seriously, we had to go through like everything. I think I gave him everything but a drop of blood to help him figure it out. And he finally found it. Oh, yeah, it'll be there today. I see posted on here in the notes that the driver is going to call you half an hour beforehand. Yep, that's right. So I said, where is it going? Is it going to Earth City? First Auto. Ryan Creedler out of 150 Detroit Tigers. Yep, it's going to the Earth City facility. He said, no big deal. He'll call you half an hour ahead of time, so you'll have plenty of time to get there. I said, that's great because it takes about 15 minutes to get to the facility. He said, yeah, don't worry about it. We're all good. Okay, fine. We're all good. About 2:30, I get a call. Hey, the driver is at the UPS facility. Where are you? Well, what do you mean, where am I? I'm at home because the driver was supposed to call me and let me know what was going on. Well, he didn't. I said, well, it's going to take me 15 minutes to get there. Well, he's not going to be there anymore. I was like, yeah, he is going to be there. And the guy's like, no, he has lots of deliveries to do, and he just can't wait around for you. I said, wait around for me? The only reason he's waiting at all is because he didn't call like he was supposed to. So I don't think you're putting this back on me. And then the guy has a nerve to say, well, if we had it to going to the right address in the first place. And I said, what right address? And he said, well, you're home. And I said, no. When we talked this morning, I confirmed with you where it was going, and we were going to meet you there. So don't try to act like this is some wrong address that happened, that we didn't know what was going on. You and I talked. I knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. The driver didn't call ahead of time. Yeah, well, the driver's not going to wait for you. And since we have the address wrong, and I'm like, no, because then I started getting ticked off. I'm like, there's no mistake here at all. Hey, Hunter Bishop out of 499. Your driver didn't call me like he was supposed to, and that is the reason why this happened. And I said, now what I want to know from you is, I have my son on the way now. He'll be there in less than 15 minutes. Is the driver going to wait? Well, no, the driver's not going to wait. And I said, well, then how am I going to get my delivery? Because this is your screw up, and you're going to fix it. And he said, sir, I can't help that we had the wrong address. And I was like, you know what? If I have to say to you one more time that the issue here is you guys not calling like you're supposed to, not where it was delivered, I'm going to get mad. And so now you repeat after me. I did this to him. I said, you repeat after me, because I want to make sure that you understand what is going on here. The issue is not on my end. The issue is that your driver didn't call. And he said, sir, the driver can't wait around. I said, no. I said, what I said to you was, and you're going to repeat it back to me, the issue here is not anything other than your driver didn't call. So I want to hear you say to me, your driver didn't call. And he's like, sir, I'm not going to say that. And I said, oh, yeah, you are. One way or another, you're going to say that. And if I have to call your boss in order to make that happen, I'm going to make it happen. So I'm going to give you one more try. And you're going to make sure that this whatever needs to happen, happens. The fault here lies with your driver not calling. It's all quiet. So he gets real quiet. And he said, yes, sir, you're right. And I said, that's fine. Now, what are we going to do to make sure that I get my product today? I'm not waiting until tomorrow. He said, no, we have to reschedule till tomorrow. I said, no, that's not good enough. I'm not rescheduling nothing. You're going to get a hold of whoever you need to get a hold of, and we're going to figure this out, and we're going to do it now. Because by that time, I was mad. I was just angry. It's rare that I get that angry at someone, but I don't like people. Take responsibility. If I'd have screwed up, I'd have taken responsibility. And so he says, hold on. Well, then I'm going to have the driver call you. Click, right? Doesn't say anything, just hangs up on me. A couple minutes later, the driver calls. Very nice guy. Hey, sorry about all the confusion. My bad. I said, I know you're in Earth City now. My son should be there anytime. He said, yeah, we'll make it happen. Give him my phone number. He can call me. I've got a couple other deliveries in the general area to get done, and we'll get it taken care of. And so, sure enough, got it all taken care of. And but it just wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough. So I called his boss. And I had about a 30-minute conversation with his boss and asked him why something like that would happen and why his dispatcher would speak that way to me. And I said, I'm a nice guy. If it was my issue, we wouldn't have had an issue. But your guy's going to act like that? And I said, that is just not acceptable to me. And so we talked about it. And he was nice about it. We talked about what happened and everything else. I was in a mood yesterday for a while. And he was nice about it. And I told him, I don't want the guy fired. I just don't want that to ever happen again because I have other big orders coming in. So I suspect that this company is going to be sending them through you guys. Yeah, they do. I said, I don't want it to have this happen to me ever again. So whatever we need to do to fix this, I want to fix it because I don't want to have to put up with that kind of nonsense, nor should I. No, you're right. You're right. We'll get it fixed. I will call my dispatcher in. I will make sure he understands where he went wrong. No, it's some local carrier that I hadn't heard of. I don't know who. I don't even know the name. I'd have to look at my paperwork. I don't even know where that's at. I think it's upstairs. And the manager is really nice, and we'll make sure it happens. It'll never happen again. And so then I thought to myself, you know what? It's just not enough. It's just not enough. So I called up my wholesaler, and I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you a little story, and you tell me how we're going to fix it. And so I told him what happened. He said, I told him who was nice. I said the manager was nice. I said the driver was great. We got it all taken care of. My son's on his way home with the product. But I just don't want to. Maybe, Scott, maybe that's true. Maybe I did block him. I said, I just don't want to have to deal with this again. I don't want this to be an issue. I said, I understand if you guys deal with this carrier all the time. I said, I'm fine with this carrier. I just want to make sure that, from now on, we just deliver this straight to my home address. Out of 250, Javier for the Astros. And, you know, I told him I talked to the manager. And so he was going to talk to the manager as well, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page. There are times when, man, when that happens, that the mood switches. I am very easy about those kind of things. I understand problems happen. I understand things go on. I understand mistakes are made. But I don't understand playing the blame game. Your guy screwed up. You know? And let's be honest, the kid sounded like he's about 14. So I don't need no 20-something who thinks he's smarter than me telling me anything. Because A, you're not smarter than me. And B, you are not smarter than me. And so the fun part of the conversation was getting him to admit that the issue was with them. And I'm absolutely certain his boss lit up his world. So if somebody ends up shooting me, you guys know what happened. And moral of our story is, if someone shoots me, I'm pretty sure that we can trace it back to that dude because he's somewhere here in St. Louis. So that was fun and exciting. I was mad for about 10 minutes after that. 20 years ago, oh my Lord. 20 years ago, I was such a different person. I was very full of myself. I was very sure about everything that I was doing all the time. Like that kid, probably the dispatcher. And everybody else was wrong. I was never wrong. It might have been more than 20 years, but you get the idea. And we would have had a different conversation. I'd have been finding out where that sucker was at and been driving out, you know. The dispatcher or net, that's good, Scott. That's good. So I'm glad those days are behind me. Hans out of 499. I'm glad the days of being that dude are behind me. Speaking to my wife, though, I called my one of my distributors up and I said, "Hey, Marty, you know who comes in here sometimes?" I said, "Hey, Marty, Annette is unhappy because when they send orders, they usually send a some kind of, I don't know, Tootsie Pop or something with it, Laura. And they hadn't sent one in a couple of shipments. And I said, Net's unhappy because you are not sending the Tootsie Pop. And I was told to call you up and find out what is going on. And he said, oh, okay, well, I'll figure it out. And I said, because if you know that if she calls you instead of me, that we have a problem. And he said, well, I'll tell you, we've already had this conversation. I know he's joking, but if your wife calls, believe me, we're going to answer the phone right away because I'm going to assume that she's done you in, and I don't want to be next. He's a funny kid. What's up, Mark? So what you say, the old and less willing to brawl, Dune. Nah, that's not true. I'm still more than willing to fight. Not physically, verbally, emotionally. You know, I must be still having some residual sickness because my stories suck lately. I usually have better flow with my stories, but lately they've been terrible. They've been terrible. All of my stories have been awful. You know, sometimes things happen. You start getting old. You know? I got no rhythm. I think we're pretty much done with everything we're doing for the RIP party. As far as advertising goes, I think there's one more thing. I've got a bunch of, I got press releases going out Monday to a bunch of different places, just for the fun of it. Really, it's for the SOE, but, you know, you never know what might happen. It might be fun. I hired a guy. Get off there. Mark, you got a pacemaker? Was it a preemptive or did something happen? My father, when he was fairly young, younger than I am now, he had to have a pacemaker put in because they have a genetic on his side of the family slow heart rate. And so they had to do something to make sure they were bringing it up. So it's not all bad. I mean, he's dang near 80 now. Hasn't had any issues since he had the pacemaker put in. So unless your wife does you in, I'm sure you'll be fine. And if she does, they'll probably, they'll probably use a pacemaker, the remains, you know, that they pacemaker they pull out the remains to identify your body. So it's, I think it's a twofold good thing. You know, pacemaker to keep your heart going and to identify the remains. Dang, that quick, huh? Must have been something worthwhile. Is this the same guy? Creedler. So what did they find yesterday that they had to do it today? Wasn't something serious, I hope. Creedler. Question is, how many of this guy are we going to hit? Whoever has the choice, like, dang. I want green. Buster Posey. Threaten those kids' lives. Said threaten their lives before you go to bed. Dylan Carlson. Tomorrow is inventory day at Costco. So Net has to work from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Better her than me. What? Your heart stopped several times? Did you see a cute girl or something out in the waiting room? Was the nurse cute? You got all aflutter? I heard about that happening. That is the worst way to try to get away from your wife, Mark. That is the worst way. I don't think going out that way is the way that you should try something different. You know, I know the melodious tones that come out of my microphone sometimes do stop people in their tracks. Bobby Witt. So you might make fun. Yash Jung. Apostle. There's some good guys coming out of this stuff now. So why'd your heart stop, did they say? For the fun of it? Did you try to exercise? That could do you in right there, trying to exercise. Wife tell you she was having a kid? That'll do it right there too. That get you. That'll do you in right there. Did you? Did your kid tell you he was a Cardinal fan? That'll do it right there too. Or Pirates, or Cubs, or what? So they finalized it, huh? Arenado the Cardinals. If I were Albert Pujols, I would be very unhappy. I'm telling you guys, I will go to my grave saying to you that I believe the worst thing the Cardinals have done in their long history is not signing Albert back. I do believe that. And now they're taking Arenado in his $30+ million contract, right? Isn't he making $30+ million a year? But you wouldn't sign Albert back? You wouldn't sign the best player of his generation back? Somebody find out and tell everybody. Somebody find out and share the information. Who did the Cardinals give up? 50? The Cardinals are giving up 50 players? That's like a whole minor league team. Dang, that's a lot of players for one guy. That's a long list. Is somebody counting these? You never know. I might have snuck some out. I might have snuck some out. Get off of me. Man, these things are all... Hey, Greg. You and Stellato are neighbors now. You need more. I need more context there, Ryan. 50 million. What? The Cardinals are the Rockies get multiple players and sending upward of 50 million to St. Louis. Okay. Now let's find out. Thank you, Blake. Now let's find out who those players are. Multiple players, huh? Yeah, he makes 30-something a year, though. 30 million plus, right? Does he make around 30 million a year? Man. I'll tell you what, you got to give the Cardinals credit. They didn't have to do anything to have that entire division already wrapped up. And here they went out and got the best third baseman in the game. I'm taking a drink. I'll be right back. Colorado, 4 years, 33 million per, right? That's left. And he puts up half of his numbers in Colorado. Will you give me a Red Bull, please? And then you would not sign back the best player of his generation for 25 million a year. I am not a Cardinals fan. I don't hate the Cardinals. I'm not a huge Cardinal fan, but you know, that one gnaws at me. It puts a burr in my saddle. Aren't they in the bottom left side of the fridge? Bayron. If he has an opt-out, I hope they didn't give up much of anything, because that would be just dumb. But I don't think he's opting out. Let's be honest, his age and the fact that he's making $33 million per, he's not opting out. That would be a silly opt-out. And he's with an organization that has, thank you. All right. What did I see the other day? They haven't had a losing season since 07. So why it would be silly to opt out of the, that kind of money with the Cardinals, in my opinion. Bayron. But I wonder who the Cardinals gave up. That's interesting. That's a landscape changer. Seriously, I think that makes the Cardinals a pretty solid contender in the National League. We'll see what kind of numbers he can actually put up consistently away from Colorado. But he's pretty good. Pretty good. No. Oh, geez. If they gave a Walker and Gorman, I'd be like, something's wrong. Ooh. Yeah, you're right about that for sure. Do I have Jessica or Joe or both? I would not opt out if I were him. Possibly include Gomberg, never heard of him. Luke and Baker, he's pretty good. John Torres, not sure about him. Jake Woodward, Rendon. Yeah, I don't know any of those guys. So that's good. Doesn't sound like they gave up a lot. Seth Beer. But it's a lot to pay $33 million a year. Here comes some gold. Is that gold? It is. Ian Anderson, gold for the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, I've heard of Torres, and I've heard of, Luke and Baker, We're on the verge of a work stoppage. Who's on the verge of a work stoppage? Baseball is on the verge of a work stoppage. Oh, you're saying because of the the contract, the Major League, whatever it's called. Yeah. I think it's in their interest though to get something done. I think they'll get something done. You know what? What I don't understand from the owner's side is, so give the players half. Understand that the players put people in the seats, and players understand that the owners do also help make this possible. So just split it, for heaven's sakes. Just split it. What? I have to move to Colorado? Ugh. I don't think I like pot brownies. Never had one, but I don't think I like them. Pache. But I think even more reason to split it 50-50. That way you both have an equal vested interest in what is going on. You neither can say, well, you get more, so you got to give more. We're in this together, 50-50, and let's make it work from both sides. We're not more important than you, and you aren't more important than us. I think they should open the books. I really think the owners should open the books. The owners do well, but the players can't complain either. And the players can't complain either. Yeah, but I think they can work all that out. If they both went in good faith, Joe, they could work it out. The problem is, personally, I think the problem is more the owners than the players. But I think the, for the good of the game, that's true. That's true. But I think, personally, I think that should be included. I think that should be included. Eddie Rosario. What's Eddie? Is he a pitcher or a position player? It is pretty sad. And that's the thing is, again, in my opinion, if you're an owner and you can't afford this stuff, get the heck out and let somebody get in who can. He's an outfielder. I think that is the worst. I think that is the worst argument of all. Because I think to an owner, if they open up the books and you're able to see it, they do just fine. But the players do just fine as well. Players do just fine as well. But I think from both sides, the wisdom of equal sharing and what happens with the game helps the game, And there's not really a way anybody can have animosity toward the other side because you are sharing in what it means, for the game of baseball. Fitty. You're right, Joe. Those TV deals are monstrous. Yep. Yeah, franchises don't go down in value. I mean, give me a break. Hey, another Dominguez. Get off of me. Franchises do not go down in value. Hey, John Taylor. Are you here? Now, feel free not to answer this because I don't want to put you on the spot. And I'm not trying to. But I noticed today when I was putting in your name that it says Lindenwood University. If you feel comfortable talking about it, what do you do over there? Hold on, guys. Cracking a Red Bull. This break in the stoppage, this stoppage in the breakage, brought to you by Red Bull. Oh, okay. I thought maybe you worked there. Red Bull. We don't actually have a deal in place, but we sure want one. That's my pitch to Red Bull. Red Bull. What's up, Chris? Now, that's a very forward question. That's a very forward question. You could start with hi and how's everyone going? Do we just have to jump right into the hits? Is that the only thing we care about? Do we not care about one another enough to just come into a room, say hi? Out of 250, Cabin Biggio paper. Just like walking home and saying, don't say hi to anybody, just where's my dinner? Just where's my dinner? While that's fun to do every once in a while, there are repercussions for our actions. We haven't had any monster hits, no. We've had 3 Camo, what's his butt? So that spot's paid for. Chris, what's going on up in Texas? I mean, Michigan by way of Texas. Or are we now up in Michigan by way of California? Volpe. What's his butt? That's also a technical term. And it's hyphenated. It's hyphenated. I just want you to use the correct grammar if you're going to reference what's his butt. Is USPS getting closer? Somebody, I sent them their stuff, and it went to, they're in Arkansas, Arizona, out of 99, Dylan Cease. And it went to, from here to Columbia, Missouri. $67 out of 99. Honestly, I have always liked Stafford. I think he's a good quarterback. I think his problem has always been Detroit. I think anybody should be happy to have him. Randy. Joey. Yeah, I must not be feeling great because I don't even feel like singing Joey Bart. Somebody's always upset about something. Somebody always has their feelings hurt, so they have to put thumbs down. It's probably what's his butt that came up there and had he was, I think he was here the other day too, and I shut him down, and so I got some thumbs down on that one too. Yeah, but I don't think then that's him. I think it's the fact that the Detroit Tigers just suck. So we had somebody show up earlier, Mark, and I had to give him the heave-ho again. So he called all of his buddies and everyone quick and give him a now they're giggling with one another about giving me a thumbs down. You know, that kind of thing. To quote, Scott Hockford, it was probably what's his butt. Hunter Bishop. My dad wants the 49ers to get the quarterback from the Texans? I can't think of what's the name of that quarterback, young kid, 25. And ask to be traded. Yeah, Watson, yes. Yes, that's who my dad wants the 49ers to get. For a second there, I was like, why does Kids Cards DFW have a wrench? I don't even know what that means. Kids Cards. What does that mean? Oh, Jonathan Stellato. That must be his new break-in group. Kids Cards. Dallas, Fort Worth. Good luck with that. And those are all hyphenated too. Those are all hyphenated too, Scott. Jonathan, if you're going to leave the opening there for me, I'm going to take it. It's not my fault. I take the openings where I can get them. You know who I mean. I can't think of anybody's name. Well, all I have to say is, do you really want an unhappy quarterback? Do you really want an unhappy quarterback? Do you think an unhappy quarterback helps or hurts your franchise? That's all I know is that, you know, seems like, and I'm going to say something very controversial right now, but you are 100% right, Joe. It's not as bad, but it's very, very nearly as bad. That's just in case my wife happens to be watching right now. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is as good as all that. I'm going to be the first one to tell you that if I had a choice between Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, I would take Brett Favre. I think Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna. I think he's an excuse maker. I don't think he has enough heart to make it happen. That's what I think. There, I've said it. It's out there forever. If you gave me the choice between Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers, I would take Matt Stafford. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a team player. I think Aaron Rodgers is worried about Aaron Rodgers, and you can tell that because I don't even pay all that much attention. I don't pay that much attention to football, and you see all the time that he's having problems with this person he dated or this family member, or something went wrong here or something went wrong there. You know what I'm saying? That is not the sign of someone that you want to, to me, that you want to have as your quarterback. That's just my opinion. That's okay. I'll take his 336 career interceptions. Brett Favre was unafraid, unapologetic, but not a jerk. I'll take him. I'll take him. Over Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying he would be my quarterback if I had one game. Because we already know that if I had to have a quarterback for my life and it was one game, it would be Joe Montana. Because you pick anybody but Joe Montana and you're dumb. You're dumb. Sam Huff. You guys are welcome to have your opinion, and you are more than welcome to call me dumb for mine. I think that's dumb because it's perfectly acceptable. But the greatest quarterback ever, Joe Montana, the greatest quarterback ever. Anyway, Joe Montana. Did he not? Is he the one? He did a baseball movie. It was like called Bottom of the Ninth or something. And I watched it, and that was the worst thing. The worst baseball movie. It was almost as bad as that one with the monkey and Joey from Friends. Oh my Lord. The guy's like 38 years old and just gets out of prison. Then all of a sudden he works his way into the majors at 38. Without doing any, what is he, Barry Bonds? Without doing any steroids? Come on, give me a break. Terrible movie. Terrible movie. It might not have been Joe Montana, but I think it was. Joe Montana, one game for your life. What is Aaron Rodgers' record in the big game? What is Aaron Rodgers' record when it counts? Home Run Showdown, huh? Never seen that one. Might have to watch that one just for the fun of it. Sorry, guys, I keep bumping the camera. So who would your let's throw that out there. If you had to have your life was on the line, and you had to have everything else was equal, and you had to pick your quarterback. Pick your quarterback. Who would your quarterback be? One game for your life. Everyone pick your poison. And there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. Except Tom Brady. That would be the only wrong answer. That would be the wrong answer. Tom Brady doesn't do well in the big games, Blake. Johnny Unitas is a terrific answer. Jim Kelly. That is a, you know what? It's not all Jim Kelly. That is the best answer. That is the best answer, Jim Kelly. Who was a good quarterback? Who was a good quarterback? Unfortunately, he lost all the time, but you know. Hey, Blake, profanity. Profanity clause. Remember, we have youngsters. That was a great answer. Very, very good, Michael. I like that one. Johnny Unitas, though, is a terrific pick. You know, here's a problem with Terry Bradshaw, in my opinion. What are the Steelers known during that time? Are they known for their offense? Or are they known for their defense? Terry Bradshaw was not a great quarterback. He was not a great quarterback, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I look at the Steelers teams of the 70s, and I think they won on defense. They won because of Franco Harris. They did not win because of Terry Bradshaw and his magical arm. Johnny Unitas, on the other hand, he was a really very good quarterback. I might put Johnny Unitas in my top 5. Okay, Blake, let me ask you a question. Let's say that you are the Dodgers up until last year. You keep making the big game and you can't finish it off. Does that big game, making it to the World Series, count to you as the greatest team ever? Jim McMahon made it one time, won it. Tom Brady, and if you look at his stats in the Super Bowl, he is not a great Super Bowl quarterback. He is not a great Super Bowl quarterback. I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. I'm saying, for me, you know, and let's be honest with each other about it. If we played against each other for our lives and it was Joe Montana versus Tom Brady, you'd be dead by now. You'd be dead by, because Joe Montana would shut the guys down in the first quarter. You would be embarrassed, and then you'd be begging for your life in the second, third, and fourth quarter. And, you know, I mean, I personally would spare it, but Joe Montana, he would probably take it. Bradshaw quarterback skills are the same as his acting skills. Terry, hey, now, you don't have to get nasty there, Jesse. Terry Bradshaw is great. That new commercial with him where he's bouncing around in his underwear is hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, Blake, let me ask you again. Has he lost any? Has he lost any? So you would put your life on the line with the quarterback who has not won it when it's counted, who underperforms when it counts. And again, one of those Super Bowls was not even a win; it was a loss by Seattle. Come on, Seattle had that game wrapped up. Seattle had. I mean, you can go by total number of wins if you want. I just think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake. Let me ask you in a baseball way. He didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Did Joe Montana make it to the Super Bowl with Kansas City? He made the Super Bowl 4 times and won all 4 times. Brady's doing what at 44? What is he doing? Making the Super Bowl? Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He made the Super Bowl. Dodgers made the World Series a whole bunch. Couldn't win it. Dodgers made the World Series a whole bunch. Couldn't win it. The teams that have won the most games in a single season in baseball, I don't think any of them have ever won the World Series. Am I wrong about that? I don't think I am. So again, I understand your argument. And I get why you would pick Tom Brady. I'm not saying it's a horrible pick. Oh man, Joe Montana, the best from the 80s? No. The best all time. All I'm saying to you, and be certain about this, you would pick Tom Brady. I would pick Joe Montana, and your life would be forfeit. Your life would be forfeit. And your last words will be, why, Tom Brady, why? And then he'll go back to Giselle. Is that who he's married to? Steve Young was another great quarterback. Steve Young, another great quarterback. Is that who he's married to, Giselle? And he'd go back to his wife, and you would be dead. And Joe Montana would be dancing on your grave. Because I don't have to back this up in any way, shape, or form, I dare say that if Joe Montana came out of retirement today, he would outperform Tom Brady. You know, since I don't have to back that up in any way, shape, or form, no one can say that I'm wrong because there's no way to disprove it. Bobby Witt. If that's who you want, Jesse, for your quarterback for your life, then that's it. You're right. Joe Montana could not keep his job because the best left-handed quarterback to ever play the game of football was behind him, and Joe Montana was getting older. And it was either get rid of Montana or lose a Steve Young who was in his prime. So either you trade off an aging Joe Montana or you lose a, in his prime, best left-handed quarterback ever to play the game. Tough choice, Blake. Tough choice. Tough choice. No, you're right. Tough choice. Troy Aikman. John, you know what? I have a lot of respect for John Elway because he couldn't win it early, but late in his career, man, again, that game against the Packers, wasn't it? Where he got hit a couple times and he's spinning around in circles because he's trying to get the extra yard. I got respect for John Elway. He would not be my quarterback for my life. But I'll tell you what, Steve Young, if I had to pick a left-handed quarterback for my life, it would be Steve Young. Or Todd Marinovich. Huh? Todd Marinovich. Built to be the greatest left-handed quarter ever until he discovered marijuana. Kind of like Tim Lincecum if you were a pitcher. I mean, if Tim Lincecum were a quarterback. Jim Zorn, another good. Ryan Leaf. Poor Ryan Leaf. Probably both, to be honest with you. So what have we learned here in the last 20 minutes of talking about one quarterback for your life? We have learned that I would be dancing on several of your graves and high-fiving Joe Montana while you're dead. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned. So it's good that we've learned. Or at least you have. And Joe Montana, me and Joe Montana. Oh, here's a nice one. Little Lubob paper out of $4.99. All right, since we're getting closer to the Super Bowl, let's talk about let's everyone have an opinion about something else. Who is the greatest running back of all time? Who is the greatest running back of all time? I have 3 players in mind that I think would be hard to choose from for me. 3 running backs. Barry Sanders is in there. Yep. Jim Brown is in there. And who is the other one? Who I think arguably... Well, if the third one, ooh, man, I love Earl Campbell. I wasn't thinking about Earl Campbell, but I love Earl Campbell. Actually, I was thinking about Walter Payton. But I love Earl Campbell. And that's one of those situations where if I had the running back on the team for my life was one of those 3 in their prime, I'd be like, Bo Jackson, another one. I would have loved to see Bo Jackson. Marshall Faulk was good. Yeah, he really was an excellent player. I mean, how many years in a row did he go 2,000 plus yards of offense? Wasn't it like 3 years in a row or something? I could be way off on that one. Right, but that would be one that I'd be like, yeah. Okay. Even if they said Earl Campbell, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Earl Campbell. And a good guy, too. Earl Campbell, just a good guy. You see all kind of, you know, any of the interviews and things. He's always very nice. I would ask about wide receivers, but nobody in their right mind would pick anybody but Jerry Rice, so it doesn't matter. You know who should be, though? You know who should be the greatest running back of all time? I think we've had this conversation before. But due to his lack of heart, due to his lack of desire, he was so naturally gifted. Just so much of a stud, but just didn't have the heart. Anyone know who I'm talking about? But Gale Sayers, he got hurt. You know, I mean, Gale Sayers had plenty of heart. He just had a bad body. Anyone want to take a stab before I tell you? No. This guy was a monster. A monster, but should have been literally the greatest of all time. Literally. And that is... for the Rams, Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson was a monster and should have retired as the greatest running back ever. Ricky Williams was awful good too, though, wasn't he? But Eric Dickerson, he had some ridiculous seasons, but he just never wanted it that bad. Could you imagine if he had any heart at all? I mean, if that guy had any heart at all. Oh. Look at Bobby Bradley Gold. Because what's a break without Bobby Bradley? Gold out of 50. Bobby Bradley. Herschel Walker was good, but Dickerson was better. The conversation about great quarterback should include Dickerson, but it doesn't. And it doesn't include Dickerson because of that. And that's unfortunate. Because no one, when I said greatest running backs, I'll bet no one thought Eric Dickerson. And that's a real shame because you should have. Everyone should have, but I didn't either. That's too bad. It's too bad. It's like when we talk about the worst team in baseball and everybody automatically goes to the Reds. They probably shouldn't. They probably should. Emmitt Smith was an absolute stud, too. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And if he was the quarterback, I mean the running back, why do I keep saying quarterback? On my, I would be okay with that, too. I would not be as happy as I would be with one of the other three. Look. I didn't even know there was Giants autographs in this. Tyler Fitzgerald. Paper for the Giants. Who knew? Who knew? Bayron. We almost made it through. We almost made it through without ragging on the. Nico Horner. Dubob. All right, let me ask another question. OJ, you know what? OJ, for all of his later life problems, he was a really good running back as well. He was a really good running back as well. And a 49er. I remember I used to have an OJ football card from the early 70s. That was, late 70s. When he was a 78, 79. One of those 2 years, I think. Thurman Thomas, another excellent pick. Okay, now let's turn this one game for your life to baseball. If you had trouble getting it in a top loader. What are we talking about? If you had one pitcher and you had to either pick from the modern era, OJ, yeah, that's true. The modern era, say post 1950. And let's say post 1960. Post 1960, or one of the great all-time pitchers, whoever you want to pick. Would you go modern pitcher in a modern game, or would you go one of the old school guys in the modern game? The question is not who, but do you think the guys now throw harder? Or do you think the hitters hit harder? You think they're better athletes now, huh? Not sure that I agree. Bob Gibson. So you guys are all picking post, what did I say, 1950? 1960, whatever I said. So you guys would pick someone after 1960. I don't know. I would love to see a game between the modern greatest of all time and the all-time legends on the team. I think they were better pitchers back then because they didn't have pitch counts. They pitched, you know, every 4 days. They didn't use relief pitchers as much as they used to, so they had to get by on their guile more than pitchers now had to. I think I would take one of the great. I would not take Cy Young. For Cy Young winning 511 games, I look at his career, and I don't, you know, I mean, he won 511 games. You can't knock that. To me, it's like Hank Aaron. You cannot knock Hank Aaron's career in any way, shape, or form. But, you know, would he be the power hitter? Would Hank Aaron be the power hitter on my team? He wouldn't. He wouldn't. You know, to me, it's kind of like that. Lefty Grove, Cy Young. I don't know. Cy Young doesn't thrill me. Christy Mathewson, I think, was a terrific player. If we're going to go back and someone who crossed into both, I would love to see Satchel Paige against a modern team. I'd love to see Satchel Paige against a modern team. Another Dominguez, number 4. I think if I had one game for my life, I would pick pre-1950 and build my team from that. From pre-1950. And be okay with it. Luis Garcia out of 150. True blue. Non-auto. You know? I mean, come on, Lou Gehrig. Babe Ruth. Just so many greats. And I do think they're tougher players than the guys now. We haven't had a green yet, have we? Not green. We had a green paper, but that doesn't count. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I would say, George, if you pick the modern pitcher, they have to pitch against the all-time greatest team. If you pick a old-time pitcher, old-timer, then you have to, you know, one of the early, then you have, they're pitching against a modern team. They're pitching against a modern team. Though I can't say that I'm a huge fan. I think that you could almost, well, I mean, you would have to, it would be through the ages. But I mean, seriously, you could fill a team with nothing but the Yankees and have a team that was competitive against the greatest makeshift team you could put together of all time. Take the greatest Yankees 9 against the other 9. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kershaw's a bad choice. I think that curveball, I would love to see how the old guys handle the curveball. Because when did the curveball come around? Who threw the first curveball? Was it really early? I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to have to go back and watch baseball. I can hear the voice in my head of the guy talking in the baseball, you know, the documentary, and hear him talking about the guy throwing a pitch that went all kinds of different ways, but I cannot tell you what. I know it was old, but I couldn't tell you, you know, how old. Candy Cummings. There you go. 1870, it's that old? Wow. That's a long time ago. Poussin. I think if you told me my pitcher was Clayton Kershaw, I wouldn't be unhappy. I wouldn't be unhappy. Marquez, Luba. No, not Chris Sale. I would be sad. I would be crying. I would be asking for them to take Chris Sale out and put in Tom Brady, even though he plays football. Let Tom Brady be my pitcher, not Chris Sale. Something like that. Montefusco had a few decent seasons. He wasn't a horrible pitcher. I wouldn't want him, but he wasn't a bad pitcher. Liberator. Gold out of 50. Gold out of 50. Nolan Gorman. So what's the line on the Super Bowl? What did I see? Kansas City -3. Is it still there? Al Roboski. The Mad Hungarian. I'm pretty sure we haven't made a dent in this stack yet. Feels like it's been going on for a while here. Is it 3.5 now? Daggone it. Keep bumping everything. Get out the way. That's a pretty bold prediction, Scott. A little better than halfway, what, through the break? Yeah, we're more than halfway. Is that what you're asking, Joe? Well, let me just say that in all honesty, Blake, that Tom Brady can win all the Super Bowls he wants. I don't even know what a Super Bowl is, but he can have them. But as far as Super Bowls go, it's Joe Montana. And there's not even a question about it. For what we're doing here, Hockford, yes, it counts. Good for you. Congratulations. What's the over-under on how many times they showed Giselle during the Super Bowl? I say 14.5. And there's Tom Brady's wife, Giselle. Oh yeah, did he? He what? Are they back there? Yeah. Adrian Moore, John. Sorry, I keep getting interrupted. My bad. Projected starting Cardinals lineup: Tommy Edman, Arenado, Goldschmidt, DeYoung. Pretty good team. That's a pretty good team. I mean, it's a good enough team to beat everybody in the National League Central anyway, you know. But let's be honest, the Cardinals could field their AAA team and beat the rest of the National League Central. Bobby Whipp. I predict that, well, let me just say that in all seriousness, if the Cardinals, if some other team besides the Cardinals wins the National League Central, I will send all of you, all of Chris Monroe's cards. If someone other than the Cardinals win the National League Central, Chris Monroe will give up all his cards. I looked up and you were the first one I saw, Chris. I don't know. I would have said Scott Hockford, but nobody wants Reds cards, let's be honest. I mean, honestly, does anybody really want any of the Reds cards? I mean, you know, come on. I mean, they'd show up at your house and you'd be like, is this some kind of joke? Why did you send me the Cincinnati Reds? How many did Kansas City win? Wait a minute, before I say anything, how many did Kansas City win? 14. Did they have 14 wins? I better do the math before I acknowledge that. Kyle Lewis, Poussin. Oh, I was about to say, what is your mother doing up? I'm glad you're wearing a net. All right, then, since we're going to talk about winning more games, who will be the worst team in baseball this year in terms of wins? Who will be the worst team in baseball? If Colorado just gave up Arenado, is it Colorado? Pittsburgh Pirates, huh? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the worst team in baseball might come out of the American League this year. Might come out of the American League this year. Who are the worst teams in the American League? I know, but they also play. But let's examine this now. We can't just say that. You have to look at the bigger picture if you're going down that road. The bigger picture is, are they playing in a tough division? Pirates are not playing in a. The Pirates are not playing in a tough division. Matter of fact, they are playing in what most consider to be the weakest division in all of baseball. And probably only with one team with an outstanding chance of being over 500. So that helps Pittsburgh not be the worst team in baseball. But there is a team playing in the American League East that I think will be the worst team in baseball. And it is not the Baltimore Orioles. No. I think that Boston has a real shot at being the worst team in baseball this year. Yes, but the Pirates play in a weaker division. Again, I understand what you're saying, but if you put the American League East is monumentally better than the National League Central. And I think that comes into play. Hey, remember that while you guys try to rag on my Giants, they were only for a team that was not supposed to compete at all. They only missed the playoffs by one game, and they are better this year than they were last year. So you know you got the Joey Bart, you got Buster Posey coming back. I mean the Giants did not get worse in the offseason. They got worse in the offseason. Who's your favorite team, Blake? Whoever wins the World Series? And not everyone was in it. Not everyone was in it. That is not true. You guys can yuck it up. But again, while you guys... Oh, okay, White Sox. Yeah, easy pick. And your team has been one of the suckiest teams in baseball for a long time. For a long time. And again, while you guys rag on my Giants, which I can accept because they suck right now, raise your hand if your team won 3 World Series in 5 years. How many of you can say that? 2 or 3 of you? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if your team has won 2 World Series in the last 11 years. Raise your hand if your team has won 2 World Series in the last 11 years. 12 years, 13 years. Raise your hand if your team has won 2 World Series in the last 20 years. Raise your hand if your team has won 3 World Series in the last 30 years. That's right. My team has. Has yours? I don't think you have. So while you rag on my Giants, understand that I come from a position of being the top dog when it comes to winning the World Series. And you guys, you're not. You're not. The Cincinnati Reds have won 3 World Series in the last 30 years? No, you won't. Why would they need it? Every year. Every year. Blah, 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 blah. You guys have the same talking points as everyone else. The same foolish talking points. The Dodgers are going to be competitive. They're not going to win the World Series. I'm going to say to you once again, on paper, the Padres look great. They do look great, but they did last year, and what happened last year? A couple of people got hurt, and they've got one of their best players who is prone to injury. So fine. So, right. Blake, let's everyone mark this day. I bet you, Blake, $100. $100 that in the next 7 years, the White Sox do not win the World Series. You can make fun of the Giants. It's okay. I don't mind. Here it is. Here it is. Right now, me and you, $100. The next, I give you 7 years. Everyone locked it in, and I will come and collect, Blake. I know people in Chicago. Bet knows people. No. I said the Dodgers. I did say the Dodgers. Easy money. Come on. Tell that to Dodger fans who waited 30-something years with great teams for a lot of those years and couldn't win it. You're putting your cart before the horse there, young man. I said last year that I thought that if the Dodgers were going to win it, it was going to be last year. But I was betting on the Tampa Bay Rays. Again, all of this before the season started. to beat the Dodgers in 6. Now, I might have been wrong about that, who was going to win the World Series, but I knew where it was. But I'll tell you again, the problem with the White Sox is they're the White Sox. There's a better chance that the Yankees will win 2 World Series in the next 7 years than the White Sox winning 1. Why? Because the White Sox know how to screw it up. White Sox know how to screw it up. Look at them historically. Look at them. Honestly. I'll go along with that, Jesse. I'll go along with that, Jesse. Prospects don't mean anything to me. You still got to play the game. You still got to play the game. You still got to... You dominated 16 years ago? Okay, I'll give you that. You dominated 16 years ago for 1 year? Right? Okay. All right. All right. Sun shines on a dog's butt every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Blind squirrel finds a nut. Ask the Chicago Cubs. Cleveland Indians did everything but give them the World Series, and they still almost lost it. You see what I did there? You see I took a shot at the Cubs too and the White Sox? Both Chicago teams? Come on, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. Where's Adam Duncan when you need him? There is better money to be spent on the Giants winning the World Series in the next 7 years than on the Chicago White Sox. The only money that I would believe on the White Sox would be if we were talking about versus the Cincinnati Reds. Nah, it's not possible. Again, I hear what you guys are saying, but it's not. You guys look at it from one perspective, because the only perspective you guys look at everything from are your teams. Are your teams. Again, look at the Giants. Even last year, when they were supposed to win nothing, what they did. The Giants are a better team than you give them credit for. The Dodgers are not going to be as strong as you want them to be this year. They are not going to be as strong as you want them to be this year. I have one word for you. What is that one word? Hangover. They won it last year. They will have a hangover this year. It is LA. They're all superficial. They are not going to be what you want them to be. Will the Padres be a good team? Yeah. Will the Dodgers be a good team? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Show me Tatis in a full season putting up his same numbers. Show me that when it counts, the Padres can win it. Show me. Show me in their history where that's true. Show me in the history of the game how many teams have gone back-to-back. Show me. Show me that. 20 games, not going to happen. There's no way. You're saying that. So what you're saying is you think the Dodgers are going to win 100 games, 90-plus games, and the Giants are going to. You're again fine, but you guys are. You guys look at it from one perspective. You do not look at anything from a historic perspective. And there's a lot more evidence to back up the Dodgers don't do well. They don't even win the division this year than there is that they will win the division. Look back at things historically. I hear you. But remember, this is live video. And when it comes back down, you know, who has an unproven manager? And you have Tony La Russa. You got a drunk. You have a drunk. You have no pitching. You have a lot of guys who are supposedly going to be good, but what does that mean? Third most winningest coach. What have you done for me lately? I hear you, but again, listening to someone tell me that the White Sox are gonna be great. Come on, give me a break. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Wait until they are great and then talk crap. Don't say things ahead of time because you're just going to be disappointed. I don't need to check my facts. My team has won a hell of a lot more World Series than your team has. My team knows how to win when it counts. Your team doesn't. Your team could have every great prospect in the world, but you know what? Give me one good starter over 15 number one pitching prospects. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I hope all your hopes and dreams turn out the way you want them to do as well. I hope little cherubs fly down from the sky and bless the White Sox, and they win every game for the entire season, and they go into the playoffs as the favorite to sweep every team. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to lose in the first round. To the Reds, no less, who were so bad that they got kicked out of the National League and had to go play in the American League. The Giants have both won 3 World Series. No, the Giants have 8. 8. 8. I'm not dealing from a point of passion. I'm dealing from a point of pure fact. My team, when they get into the playoff, oh, come on, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, that would have been nice. My team, when they make the playoffs, knows how to win. Your team doesn't even know what the playoffs is. Like playoffs, they're Allen Iverson talking about practice. That's what your team is. You know what's good? It's like when I messed with the Dodgers last year. Until they do something, you can just mess with them nonstop. And you can't say anything because I'm 100% right. 100% right. 100% right. When my team was winning 3 World Series and 5 teams, you know what your team was doing, Blake? Losing. You can have the playoffs every single year. You can be in the playoffs every year from now until hell freezes over. Until you win one, all you are is an also-ran. Jared Kalenic got a $2.99. So you're an also-ran. Be an also-ran. Be the Dodgers. Take 30-something years in between World Series. When it took a miracle and a terrible pitch by, man, it'd be better for my jokes if I knew the players. Who was it? Who's the reliever for the A's that threw that up there? Help me out so I can start my joke over again. Jared Kalenic out of $2.99. Dennis Eckersley. I mean, come on. I think it has a lot to do with the organization. I think it has a lot to do with the fans. I think it takes a long time for organizations to get over not being able to win, not winning. And we'll see how the year plays out. I don't think it's the Padres. I think at the end of the year, the Padres will have another year. Well, they will be on the verge of greatness, but just haven't been able to get there. I think this year will be dominated by the National League East. Who's your team, Michael? I think this year's it will be dominated by the National League East. Wander Franco. I like the Pirates, though. I think the Padres have the ability. I think they have the talent, but now you got to change the mindset. It's hard to change the mindset. It is hard to change the mindset. It is hard for teams to get past not being able to win when it counts. And right now, and I'm not saying anything bad about the Dodgers whatsoever. They won the World Series last year. And again, as much as I joke about it, it was a World Series win. They have doubt. They have doubt still, you know? I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I lost it, so I just had to make something up. Yes. Yes. If they all make it, Blake. If they all make it. Oh, my Lord. Blake, you know what? You know what I like about you? You're a dreamer. But you keep dreaming. And I'll tell you what, if the White Sox make it to the World Series, I will be rooting for them. I will root for them. Even, ooh, is that another green? Ah, dang it. I will root for them. I don't think they're making it. I think they're 3 years away. I think they're 3 years away. I think they're 3 years away. I don't think last year tells you anything about any of the players at all. 3 years. Well, you could say that about anyone. Everyone that's in the game of baseball has MVP potential. Everyone in baseball has that potential. Everyone. Any player could have a bust-out year and win the MVP. I don't think the Jays are a dark horse, Tommy. I think the Jays are a legit contender now. I think the Toronto Blue Jays are a legit contender now. I think they're closer than the White Sox are. I think they are closer than the White Sox. That's why I think that the Boston Red Sox are in a lot of trouble this year. And I think the Red Sox are on the verge of quitting anyway. And the White Sox have pitching. Who are the White Sox pitchers again? Tell me again who their starters will be. Not who might be there in 5 years. Who are their starters right now? Yeah, tell me who the White Sox starters are. Lucas Giolito. Okay. Keuchel, 800 years old. Lance Lynn, 802. Dylan Cease, I'll give you one. Okay, you got one. You got one. You got two guys at any pitch, their arm could literally fall off. And Lucas Giolito, who may or may not be able to find home plate. Kopech, why do you do this to yourself, Blake? Why are you doing this to yourself? Just stop while you're ahead. Go with the fantasy team. Go with the fantasy team. Go with the fantasy team. Ruzi, while you're having fun and getting all indignant when you shouldn't, you have clearly not been around here long enough to know that I'm taking the other side for the sake of taking the other side. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I'm having fun just to have fun. So while you're getting your feelings hurt for absolutely no reason, you should know that we're having a good time. So, and again, let me say to you, if you are a White Sox fan as well, which might very well be the case, have you won anything? I don't think so. I can talk crap because I come from a position of my team having won. But what we're having is fun. And clearly you have not watched enough of our videos to know that we're having fun. The only team I genuinely think is terrible is the Reds. What can I say? I don't have a lot to say about the Dodgers. I think they're going to be a good team again this year. I don't think they're going to win the World Series. Not the paper. Not the paper. I don't think the Dodgers will win the World Series. The World Series hangover is a real thing. It's a real thing. I don't think the Dodgers are going to go back-to-back. So I am not counting the Dodgers in any of my conversations about who's going to win the World Series. And that is the truth. I just think the Dodgers, especially, it's been 30-something years since they won it. I think there's going to be a real hangover this year. Castro out of 499. Is Cueto our ace? Do we have an ace? Do the Giants have an ace? Again, while you make fun of my Giants, we won 3 World Series in 5 years. What has your team done? You know, Michael, the Astros are not going to be a bad team. Would I be shocked if the Astros were in the World Series again? I would not be shocked. The only one in this room who has any leg to stand on to talk trash when I talk about his team is Jesse. That's it. Rico Garcia. Rico Garcia. Rico Garcia might be the ace of the Giants this year. It's hard to know. The only one who can talk trash because none of you can, your team has not done what mine has done. So I have the upper hand on you all the time. All you have are hopes and dreams. I hope the White Sox are good. I hope the Reds can make the playoffs again and get shut out in every single game. Sean Anderson is a terrific pitcher. You don't know enough about the Giants to know Sean Anderson is a really good pitcher. And you're missing a bunch of pitchers for the Giants. Hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. But don't worry, Blake. We are here to support your hopes and dreams that your team, who hasn't been able to win it, will finally decide to win it. Out of 99 for the Orioles, Adley Rutschman. I think the Astros are a good team. The Astros would not surprise me. The Yankees would surprise me a little bit because I think the Yankees have emotional is not the word I'm looking for. Have clubhouse issues. So I think the Yankees have clubhouse issues. And so that's why I don't necessarily root for the Yankees all that hard. I still think the Rays are going to be a good team again this year. I was hoping we'd be able to talk positively about the Angels. I don't think we're going to be able to. I think the 2 best divisions in baseball are both in the East. My Giants have dreams. No. No, my Giants have, yeah, you're right, they do have dreams. Every team has dreams, but my Giants also have a past to look back at and say, man, look what we've done in the last 10 years. 11 years now. But look what we've done in the last 11 years. How many of your teams can say that? I mean, literally, not one person, if Joey Bart makes it, I'm starting to have doubts. Not one person in this room, can say that their team has been as good in the last 20 years as my Giants. You know who has the best argument in the last 20 years? No, it's not. No, it's not. Who has in the last 20 years, the team of the teens was the San Francisco Giants. The second best team in the last 20 years, the Lakers, that might be true, Jesse, is the Boston Red Sox. The second best team in the last 20 years is the Boston Red Sox. Number one is the Giants. Number two is the Red Sox. If you don't understand that, you need to get out from underneath your little team's rock. And you need to take a look at the game. Right, baseball is a what have you done for me lately? It is. But the past counts, and your ability to win when it counts is there. And if you take a look at teams historically, you cannot deny that some teams cannot win it when it counts. San Diego cannot win it when it counts. And they're going to have to prove otherwise before anyone will consider them legitimate anything. You know? You're going to have to prove it to me. And as far as the other teams that just don't historically win, do I think the White Sox have a lot of potential? I do. But what have they done? Don't tell me about what you think somebody's going to do. Tell me what you've done. Tell me what they've done. The Red Sox have won 4 World Series in the last 20 years. I don't think they've won 4. I don't think they've won 4. Not in the last 20 years, right? Am I wrong? The Red Sox have 4 in the last 20 years? They won in 04? Man, I don't even know they won in 04. Okay, the Red Sox. The Red Sox. We're going to switch it around, and everywhere I said the Red Sox, let's flip those back around. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Look at the National League. Look at historically. Who has the most wins in World Series wins in the National League? Who has them? Who has them? So one team. What? Who? There's this guy named Madison Bumgarner, right? Madison Bumgarner. You ever heard of that guy? The Cardinals have the most World Series wins in the National League. Yes, with 11, right? Who's second? The Dodgers? And we hit this guy again. Right? The Dodgers have 9. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. And who's after that? Cardinals 11, Dodgers 9. Who's third? Oh, the San Francisco Giants. How many have the White Sox had? Historically, if we go all the way back, how many have they won? How many? I'll take third. Who is your favorite team? Who is your favorite team? You guys can all say what you want. Who is your favorite team? What have they done? The only one who can talk real trash is Jesse. Houston fans, who might not want to, and Washington maybe. Washington was a big surprise. It was good for Washington that they won. I was happy for them. It came a couple years later than they thought. So again, all your trash talking, you know what it means? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. This was what you're doing. Here's your mouth. Here's what your mouth is doing, and here's what it should be doing until your team can win the World Series. Until your team wins the World Series, I don't want to hear you. You guys can float on your little cloud of coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know, I was actually upset that the Giants had signed Bumgarner back. I'm a little bit happier now, George. I got to be honest with you. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Really, the White Sox won the World Series 7 years ago? Because it feels like in baseball, if you don't win the World Series, nothing else matters. I think that is, yes, that's true. Did the White Sox win it 7 years ago and I wasn't paying attention? Did I miss that one too? Man, I'm missing all kinds of stuff. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, the Giants? It's only been 7 years. Only 7 years. Only 7 years. Only 7 years. That's just short. I have corns that are older than that. George has a lot more things going wrong with his body than that. Jesse too, but he's a Dodger fan. You know, what are you gonna do? Hadley. All right, now let's flip it. Let's everyone take the other side of their position and let me have the other side now for fun. I will be the one rooting for the White Sox and talking about how great all their talent is, and then you guys try to get on the other side and see how well it works for you. I will destroy you with the White Sox potential. Whether or not they actually have any. I will destroy you. Your team won the World Series last year, Jesse. That's all you got to do is hang around. Jesse's like, yeah, well, we won. Hey, you laugh, but I'd take Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark back on the Giants right now. I'm not saying the Giants are not a World Series contender, but they are not a bad team. They are not a bad team. Do they have 500 potential this year? They do. They do have 500 potential this year. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? No. No, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Hey, now let's not make fun of Dave Dravecki. I mean, the guy had cancer. Let's not make fun of the cancer guys. That's not as much fun. And didn't he die? Didn't he die recently? I think he died recently. It's probably not nice to make fun of the guys who, you know. That's probably not good. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Would you guys wish that on anybody? I wouldn't wish that on anybody. To lose your arm because of cancer and then ultimately die. Yeah, you know. I mean, if you're, you know. You know what? You know what? I am going to retract everything that I have said about the White Sox because spiked head die crack is 100% right. The White Sox had Michael Jordan. Yep, that's right. I take it all back. Last stack mojo. Oh, is he still alive? Well, that's good. I just thought he died. So at least he's still alive. That's a good thing. The White Sox had Michael Jordan. I forgot about that. Thank you, Spiked, for putting an end to that conversation. Go White Sox. Last stack mojo. I got to tell you guys, though, the most fun part of me is that there's people who have never been a part of our breaks before who are out there losing their minds right now. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. Scott, that might be true. I would go with that. The most fun is the people on the outside looking in who just have no idea that this is what we do all the time. Everybody rags on the Giants, and I rag on everybody else. Deion Sanders. Yes, the Giants did have Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, a very underrepresented Giant. Very underrepresented baseball player. It is. People freak out about our breaks all the time, but that's all right. Let them freak out. What that one guy say? You're either the worst or most sarcastic breaker ever. Yep, that's true. Pick one, your perspective. Pick one, your perspective. Either I am the worst or the most sarcastic. I could be both. I could be both. I could be both. I think if I was the worst breaker ever, though, we wouldn't be around anymore. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that we'd have been gone a little while ago. We wouldn't be growing at the rate that we're growing, and I don't think Topps would have. I don't think Topps would have invited us back to the Rip Party if we were. I just feel like we're. Well, you know what, Jesse? To be honest with you, it is my love language. Thank you for recognizing that, Chris. It is my love language. Sarcasm is, in fact, it's good of you. See that? Chris finally picked up on it. Thank you, Chris. Well, I think I'm not, Jesse, not required to watch the Rip Party, but the Topps version, but I think we are encouraged to watch it, so I will be up in time to watch it. So what is it? 6 to 9:30 Eastern, so 5. So I will probably be up at like 4:55 p.m. Watch the Topps thing while we get ready and then roll. Then break for 24 hours. We'll probably have, I would guess, that we'll probably have more than one conversation like this one during the 24-hour break. Blake, get a lot of sleep. Let's talk about the White Sox again. I'm guessing we're going to have this conversation again. They might. Scott, you're right. They might be lucky they take you apart. All right, Blake. We'll see you there. Oh, my Lord. Again, that's a problem with the world. Everybody takes themselves way too seriously. At no point do I think I am anything but full of crap. But I revel in it. I roll around in it. I get naked and roll around in my full of crapness sometimes. And that's okay. We have fun doing it. That's all that counts. I like arguing both sides of any topic. Somebody just give me a topic. You tell me what side you want to take. I'll take the other. We'll go at it. It's called having fun. It's called having fun. Uh-oh, there's Luba. And I will say once again, somebody brought this up the other day. Somebody brought up the other day. Who brought it up? If you take yourself too seriously, these are not the breaks for you. And they're not. These are not the breaks for people who think that they're all that. You just won't get along with all of us. Because collectively, there is one big stinky pile in this room. And that's the way we like it. Some people are a little stinkier than others. But that's okay. But the other thing we do, that you people who are watching on the outside, you notice that we don't do. We don't sit around dropping F-bombs every other word. We don't sit around talking about politics and religion and sexual orientation and all that other foolishness that so many other breakers just can't seem to not talk about enough. We talk about sports. because that's what we do, sports. And we do so respectfully to one another, and we have fun doing it. I love that movie, Blake. I love that movie. I have that movie recorded, and I watch it all the time. Mr. Baseball. I love that movie. It's a great movie. Yep, just not in chat. We don't drop them in chat. So while we're ragging on each other, I have no doubt that Greg's 7-year-old son could sit here and watch our break. Hey, Riley Green out of 250. And Greg would not have to turn down the volume, turn the TV, or have to explain what somebody said to his child one time. And that's the way we like it. And that's the way we like it. Lou Bob, Joey Bart. Well, this case was not as good as the other case, the last one. Dang it. This case wasn't. I think we did better on. Yeah. You gonna yell a little bit louder there? Yeah. Dang. You gotta yell for her. Rod Carew. Rodney Klein Carew. Dominguez. Rodney. Let's go this way. Rod Carew. Blake, what are you talking about? Are you just making up stuff? Poussin. Where do you go? You go over there. You go there. I don't know why I put you in there, but okay. Some Laura's. Gold. Lubop. Rarely do I get riled up. Usually it's Scott Hockford that I get riled up at. He said modern. Modern baseball. It's Rod Carew. All right. Paper out of $4.99. Lou Bob, that's nice. And Starlin Castro. Kevin Biggio out of $2.50. Dylan Cease out of $99. And Bobby Bradley is gold. I don't think Frank's here. I don't know. He's probably afraid to talk. It's hard to get any word in edgewise with all you knuckleheads. Let's go this way. Bayron twice. These are the camos. Poussin twice. I don't know why I put Lou Bob in there, but he's in there. Let's actually take a look. Pretty good on these. 4 of the Bobby Witt camos and 3 base. That's pretty good. Rod Carew. Look it up. Most time stealing home in the modern era. Rodney Klein Carew. 3 Dominguez. Carew stole home 7 times in 1 year. I think 9 times overall. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is better than the last case for the Yankees. So definitely a good spot for the Yankees. You know, 2 of these pays for the Yankee spot.
So you got 5 of them, plus the 3 base. So that's pretty good. We're going to go over these in no particular order because this is the way they're in my hand. Garcia for the Phillies out of 150. These are chrome. Liberator out of 50 for the Cardinals. Kalenic out of 299 for the Seattle Mariners. Riley Green out of 250 for the Tigers. Christian Javier out of 250 for the Astros. Hans out of 499 for Texas. Who are you? Out of 50, Ian Anderson. He's supposed to be a good pitcher, right? For the Braves. And then Adley Rutschman. He's supposed to be a good player, right? Isn't he number 2 prospect now? For the Orioles. We had 4 autos total. No green auto, which is kind of sucky. But this guy we got last time for the Nationals. And 2 of this guy, Creedler. I can't say that other one. Condra Bogan for the Nationals, but Creedler twice, including a 150. And then Giants-wise, what'd I do? I don't know why I put Joey Bart in there. That might have been the only Joey Bart. But I got 1 autograph, Tyler Fitzgerald. I got a Hunter Bishop out of 499 and Hunter Bishop Green. So not as good as the last case because the last case had that big fat Wander Franco in it. So that was good. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. We made some people crazy, which was always good. We had a lot of very productive discussions about a lot of productive things. And we figured out one thing for sure. The best team in the last 11 years is the Giants. That's what we know for sure. I don't know. I got to think about it. What do you guys want to do tomorrow? You want to do a... I was thinking about doing a super of Allen and Ginter, regular Allen and Ginter, not Chrome, plus the Ginter X box, something like that. White Sox forever. Man, you know what? I respect that, Blake. Like your team and stick with them. I don't like people who are wishy-washy. So trust me, I respect that more than anything else. The Bowman draft is gone. We're out of it now. Regular Bowman is gone. You had to be a PYT. All of that stuff is gone. It will be a PYT. Yes, the Allen and Ginter will be a PYT. We will not add any money to add in the Ginter X box. We'll just throw it in. So that'll just be a freebie with the other 2 cases. So I was kind of leaning towards that because I thought it would be fun. We haven't done Allen Ginter in a long time. That it would give us half a dozen or so. Yep, the other spot is a PYT spot. Half a dozen or so rip cards and, all the other stuff. And then whatever's in the Ginter X box. So, yeah, we do have another spot that is a PYT as well. No, I'm not giving them away. We're including it in the break for free. I have 1 box. What do you mean how much is involved? Didn't I just do a big giant break for everybody yesterday that was a big loser for us? Man. Well, I know they won't let you sell anything else, Jesse, so you're going to have to stick with that. My goodness. We are a greedy lot, aren't we? Greedy. That's kind of where I was leaning. I think that would be fun. I don't even know. I don't know. It could be we could list it and it could not sell out. I mean, it could not sell out. That would be terrible. I would cry. You don't look at my Snoopy. You cannot have Snoopy. That's the one I was kind of leaning toward, but you know what? Let me go dig around in the back and see what else is back there. You never know. I did want to do a Series 2. I have a couple more cases of Series 2 Jumbo. That would be fun. As a PYT. Guys, again, we're down. Well, I'm just burning things down. I'm not replacing things. I'm burning them down because we're getting. I mean, once we hit the RIP party, we're 2021 Series 1. We're going to be doing that for 3 weeks, and we're gonna everyone just like we did last year. Everyone's gonna get through all their stuff. I have 1 more case of Heritage High. So, you know, I mean, I'm just burning down what we have. And then when we're into series. Well, the other thing I do have now, which would be a good break, I do have Leaf Metal Draft, and Leaf has always done really well for us. I don't have a checklist yet that is where I want it to be, and so I'm looking for, you know, if that comes up, that could be another fun break. I'd rather do the Leaf because I think the Leaf's going to be a really good break, and it's just so prospect heavy that we would just, you know, we'd hit a lot of stuff in there, you know. Do I, you know, Blake, honestly, I'm pretty lazy. You know? I'm pretty lazy. Yeah, but we do sometimes. Ooh, Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, huh? Well, good luck. I hope you get whatever it is you want. So we'll get it figured out. Whatever we do, it'll be fun. I honestly, I'm kind of at this point, I would rather do the Leaf Draft Metal. I really do think it's just going to be, you're talking 6 autographs in a box, and I've got 3 different ways we can mix that. I feel better today. But, you know, I've been a little bit under the weather. So we're, you know, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, 10 o'clock, not tonight. Not tonight. I got to make sure everything's peaceful in the house for my wife, who has a 12-hour day at Costco tomorrow. So I go up there and beat kids and kick puppies and that kind of stuff, you know. That's what hateful people like me do. Beat my children. Break windows. I don't know what they do. I'd have to. I'm sure there's some video somewhere. How to be a hateful person. They have inventory tomorrow. So she's got to work from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I got to make sure everything's quiet up there. White Sox jerseys. Hey, at this time next year, I might be eating some serious crow. Come on. Everyone mark this on their calendar. I know Blake already has 14 times over. $100. White Sox win the World Series in the next 7 years. Don't worry, Blake. I'll remember, too. If I'm wrong. And know this. When I'm wrong, I pay up. When I'm wrong, I pay up. So I bet somebody last year. Remember the bet I made last year? I bet somebody that the Giants would not lose the first game by 6 runs. That wasn't you, was it, Jesse? Was it you that I bet the Giants wouldn't lose the first game by more than 6 runs and they lost by 7 or something like that? And I bet somebody $50. That was the worst $50 I ever had to pay in my life. And they got beat that first game. I was like, oh man. So let it never be said that I don't pay my bets when I make them. I don't know who it was, but I bet somebody $50 and I was unhappy. But I paid it. So I will pay my debts. If I make a bet, I am good at my word. We'll figure something out. Let me go figure it out. Make sure everything's peaceful upstairs. If I can catch Leaf Metal Draft the way I want, then I don't know. But I think the Allen Ginter Super might be fun too. I don't know what to do. Write it off as a donut. I wrote it off as a dumb bet. You can't write that off on your taxes. Are you sure? That was a pretty dumb bet. I should be able to write that one off. Actually, what are the odds? What are the odds? I should have known better. Well, if I can catch a checklist, that will give me a little better idea of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm leaning. And so I'm hoping it will make it. The voices in my head told me to make the bet, Jesse. That's the problem. The voices in my head they're crazy. They're crazy people.
But again, we'll figure it. I'll say this for like the 800th time. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So you guys have a great rest of your night. Thanks as always for hanging out. Good conversation. Appreciate you guys as always. Oh, yeah, and we almost forgot this thing. Forgot this right here. I appreciate you guys as always. And we're getting all this wrapped up. We forgot that. Easy enough. Take care of yourselves. If I can do anything for anyone, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'm always happy to help out when I can. Take care of yourselves. Talk to you soon.